positive energy. Questions asked comfortably like you're talking with family. Get ready to settle in. Wait for the show to begin. Invite a couple of friends. It's time for Unhinged.
I introduce to you Get You Home Towing, a family company with the sole purpose to get you home. Whether you need roadside assistance or transport services, we have a flatbed big enough to transport any vehicle to its destination. Our offer to you is our gratitude and great service at a much cheaper price. We are also open to transport through long distances. If you need us, all you have to do is call that number. I'll see you soon.
Oh. I'm soup. I am so soup. Yo, DJ, play that intro back real quick. Can you play that back real quick? I am
awesome. Here we go.
Conversations with halos is kind of tilted. The foundation is strong because Jehovah built it. You can feel the spirit and positive energy. Questions asked comfortably like you're talking with family. Get ready to settle in. Wait for the show to begin. Invite a couple of friends. It's time for Unhinged.
Hey, oh my goodness. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all all right? I mean, what's really going on? Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm your host, Nikita Tilted Halo Hansford, out here in these streets, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen Sims. Harrell, Coach Cash herself, our very own beloved in-house master life coach. And let me get it together. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you. Chicks to listen to. Hey, we are back after a much needed hiatus. So much transition has gone on in both of our lives with the holidays and the welcoming and embracing of new family situations, the welcoming and the embracing of new professional situations. Listen, we actually needed a professional nap. So we allowed ourselves some grace to take some time off and add a little stank on the show. So before I get into the rundown, I want to go ahead and say thank you, because as our overseer has often told us, thank you makes room for more. So I want to go ahead and say thank you again to our tribe mate, our sister in faith, Valerie Martin Higginbottom, once again for producing such an awesome intro track for our show. And then, of course, I got to show love and give a huge salute to our brother, Blizz Mash, for putting that sauce on it by dropping the hot bars. Listen, when I met that brother years ago, I saw things and I saw how we could work together in the future, but who knew that he would become an overnight blessing to the show. So thank you again publicly, Valerie. Thank you, Bliv, for just, helping us get our shoulders shake as we welcome in our viewers on tonight. So before we get into it, I got to give you all a brief rundown. And I want to also take this opportunity to say thank you and welcome to every last one of our replay viewers who are going to click that button and hit play at a later time and date. We really appreciate you. We appreciate all of you, because we couldn't be here if you didn't tune in every week. So we thank you for your support. I mean, it's out of control. My mind is blown. And of course, y'all know I tend to stutter when I get excited. We've got a lot to share tonight. Okay. So of course, Karen and I are going to catch up briefly at the start of the show and fill y'all in on a little bit of what's been going on. And of course, we're going to get into a wonderful interview with tonight's guest. Y'all already see her, the lovely Mrs. Rhonda Thomas-Boothe. Of course, we're going to get into a little bit of the views from the Petty Pew. And I'm going to introduce a new segment on tonight. Ask a Married Woman. Since, Karen done jumped the broom, and she's been married for 3 months now. She's an absolute professional. And if we tag her in with the masterful Rhonda, baby, this is definitely going to be a good conversation. So go ahead and feel free to post your questions in the comments. We are watching. We want to engage with you on tonight, okay? Feel free to ask a married woman on tonight. And of course, we're going to get into a bit of a music break. We're going to go merrily down the stream and talk about what's really going on. We're going to close it out, of course, with a hefty meal. I know I'm just coming off of a fast, and I know my sister is too. So I know she's going to pour into us everything that we need to finish out the month of January and roll into February with power and purpose. All right. So I got to take a pause because, I like to acknowledge our fans. I see we have a lot of activity in the comments section already. I want to go ahead and say thank you again for joining us. So listen, I got to show a little love to the people who support us on the ground. But wait a minute, it's been a while and I'm a little backwards right now. So let me pause. Karen, I'm sorry for being so rude, sis. You know how I get when I get excited. How you doing tonight?
Yes. I'm doing well. We had quite a few adult maps. We are car carrier members of the NAP ministry, so we've had quite a few of those. Been able to jump ourselves into a new year, and it's just I'm super excited for us to be here today. Yeah, all of the things, and we're gonna get into it today. We getting our shoulder shimmy on with the remix. I love a good collab, I promise you. So as we always do here, you and I, we collab with so many different people, and we are able to push so many great voices forward with the work that we're doing. So I'm super excited that we're able to be here, that we're able to celebrate not just the collab in the new season opener. I want to mention that because a lot of times people just think, oh, they took a break, and we weren't doing that. No, honey, we was in the lab literally trying to figure out what goodness we could bring back to you all. And now this is a new season for us. We are excited that our tribe is growing, that we've got more people who we connected to. And listen, you just never gonna know who gonna come through in these internet streets as we continue building Unhinged Live with our Tilted tribe, with all of the family members that's coming on board. And I'm excited for it. And I know that you might be, maybe, a little bit excited for it too. Maybe.
Yes,
just saying.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Listen, I'm going to get into our super fan shout out, but look, I think I see somebody on the porch, Karen. So
yeah.
Let us not tarry the hour much longer. I got to keep our super fan shout out. Oh, they done. Oh, Lord. It's cold out there.
We gotta let them in. We gotta let them in. It's cold.
Yeah, I gotta let you in, girl. Listen.
Good night, lady.
Y'all. I know y'all see this beautiful queen sitting on the screen with us on tonight. Let me reintroduce to some and introduce to others. This is my girl, y'all. I call her Royal Rhonda, but her name is Rhonda Thomas-Boothe.
Yes.
Now, listen, I connected to this queen. How many years ago, Rhonda, was it? Or are we
6 years? When I first stepped into the office, I got the look. I got the look, the smile, and I was like, and we connected.
We powered up. We tapped into one another. And I am so excited to actually have the exclusive on your story tonight. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but I'm so glad you're here because I know you're going to help me celebrate our super fan out shout out tonight because you are very familiar with her. All right. So let me talk to y'all about one of my very best friends. All right. This woman has golden hair that matches her golden heart. She is part of the reason why I hustle the way I hustle because I've been watching her for years, taking notes. When financial calamity tried to hit my household, I remembered my good girlfriend, Sue Stussy. Can we get a hand clap for my girl, Sue Stussy, on tonight? Listen.
Hi, Sue.
Sue has been by my side through many years of my doing the deep soul work to become a whole woman once again. She has been my Uber. She has fed me many a day to make sure I didn't go hungry. She has hugged me. She has made me laugh. And we recently went on an adventure together that I'll share a little bit more about later on in the show. But tonight, I want to celebrate my friend. Now, my friend who doesn't necessarily have brown skin, but she's my sister in my soul. Y'all already know that the tribe is diverse. So again, clap it up for the beautiful queen. Look, our inside joke. Yes.
I love it.
Listen, our
Keep it
inside
coming.
joke is that Sue is also a strong Black woman. They just done slept on her, okay?
Yes.
They just done slept on her. You know, they took her out the oven too soon. She didn't get as much melanin as us, but I promise you, during the summertime when she hit them Florida streets and beaches, she comes pretty close, all right? So I love you so much, Sue. Thank you for the hugs. Thank you for the laugh. Thank you for helping me shed tears and loving me back to life when I thought, you know, I was just going to be laying outside by the side of the road dead. You restored my faith in humanity. You restored my faith in women, and you didn't even realize how mightily God was using you those years ago when we connected. I love you. I love your children. I love our son-in-law. Yes, our son-in-law. Excuse me, my nephew-in-law. I love them all. All right. I love your cats. I love all your shoes, Sue. You my girl.
Are you going to take Sue's life now? Just take over her?
Listen, I love her. And listen, she is definitely one. I'll meet you in the parking lot about that one, okay?
Yes. Karen, don't take the parking space.
Listen. I got petting in real life because somebody kept taking Sue's parking space at work. Okay, and we all know how we are about our parking spaces, but I did it with grace and I did it with a smile on my face, as I often tend to do. I had to make sure that this person knew that this spot belongs to Sue. Don't park here no more. And my singular act of pettiness laced with a whole lot of kindness, that woman ain't parking space no more. We can talk a little bit more about that off air. If y'all want details about that situation, feel free to hit my inbox. I'm actually talking in the inbox now, y'all. Who knew? So look, tonight's guest, Rhonda Thomas-Boothe. Listen, this is my favorite Bayesian queen. I know you hear the accent when she speaks, but again, we have the exclusive tonight. She's actually opening her own practice. Rhonda was a recent graduate, and she has accomplished something that has been challenging for many. She did it with grace, and I'm trying to tell y'all, Rhonda be out here fly every single day from head to toe. She is not the one. When it comes to style, listen, she got it covered. Rhonda is a mother. Rhonda is a wife. Rhonda is a mentor. I sit on the mental health advisory board of Warren County alongside Rhonda, and it was her encouragement that allowed me to go ahead and say, you know what, let me go ahead and, you know, become a part of the change I would like to see. And she's recently opening her own practice, Mind Over Matter. So officially, welcome to the platform on tonight, Rhonda. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing all right. I am so excited to finally be a part of your show and Karen. And I mean, like, I watch you guys and it's just amazing. And thank you so much for having me on tonight.
You are so welcome.
We are super excited to get you in the seat, Rhonda. We know you are often in the comments. We appreciate you for that you continue to be a great supporter of the work that's going on over here and just the joy tsunami that we continue to spread. So we're super excited that you are here tonight to join in real time, live and in color.
Thank you. And I mean, Nikita said it all, but there's more. There's more to me. And I know everybody hears my accent. And like before, I tried to hide it. And my mentor was like, why? Why are you showing all of you, but want to hide your accent? That's not you. And when she told me that, I was like, I didn't need to change for anybody. This is me. And if you want me as I am, you take me as I am. But a little backstory, I'm originally from Barbados. I came to the US at 17 years old to pursue a college education, which didn't happen. And for years, I was trying to start college, and pregnancy came about, couldn't do it. So I kept starting and stopping. And when I finally started, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop at all. And it's an amazing journey. It was difficult, but I knew I had to do it. There was something at the end. There was a goal to reach. So I had to. I treated my educational journey like my running journey. Like I started with 1 mile. When you get 1 mile, you want to do 3 miles. When you like the taste of that 3 miles, you want to go 5 miles. And then you're like, oh, let me see what else I can do. Then before you know it, you're running 10 miles. And it keeps going until you finally hit a marathon and you go like, oh my God, this is good. I don't want to do it again, but it's good. So that's how I treated my educational journey. And I'm so thankful for my community and Nikita. Like we work together, like for the last 6 years, we've been working together. And she is like my like sunshine. Like you get happy to see this person every day because you know the day is going to be good. She comes down and greets me and we have a really good connection, and you feel uplifted just to have somebody that looks like you appreciating you, not giving you the side eye or like, what are you doing here? Like, and I always try to do that when I see others like me, give a smile, her hair, clothes, shoes. I always comment because we never had anybody looking at us and telling us we're beautiful. We never did. And we all struggle with trying to be beautiful, trying to be loved, trying to be liked. And I think for years, that was my struggle. I didn't live with my mom and I just didn't think anybody liked me. Because my aunt used to say to me, my aunt is like my adopted mother, and she used to say to me, you're beautiful, you're a pretty girl, but you need to have more than just a face. And she told me that for years. And I learned from my aunt. She is a strong Black woman. And I learned everything that I am today, I think is from her, my upbringing. So it's just an amazing journey. And I am excited to see what else I can do with myself. I know the reason why, but it was like, why psychology? Why would you go study psychology? Well, there's a little history in my family. We all suffer from depression and we've all had suicidal tendencies. I myself had 3, not successful. I was also addicted to painkillers. And yes, while under addiction, I tried to jump out of a window. So the mental health struggle was years, and left untreated, it can be dangerous. It can be very dangerous. And as Black people, we hold it in. Church, you can go to church, you can see your pastor, you can talk about stuff, but internally you have to heal this in order for you to function. And I didn't know that. I was finally able to see who I am when I turned 40. 40 was my wake-up year. 40 was my wake-up year, and running saved my life.
Running saved your life. Running saved your life. Now, Rhonda, I'm familiar with a whole lot of your backstory from the conversations we've had over the years and the different ways we've supported one another. I want to go back to something you shared, because it seems that you met your soulmate in one of your attempts to end it all. Share with me a little bit about your wonderful husband, because I'm also a fan, and how y'all got together.
I met my husband New Year's Eve at a party. It was his brother's friend was a friend of mine. She invited me to the New Year's Eve party. The person who was holding the party circle was my husband's then didn't know who he was, friend at the time, and she's still a friend today. And I really didn't want to be, I didn't want to date. I wasn't really interested in really like, another one, really, what are you going to offer me? I don't know. And we were on the dance floor dancing, and he was like, I'm tired. Can we go outside and talk? And I was like, are you sure? I felt kind of like weird. Like, you're asking me to leave this house and go outside and talk to you? I don't know you. So I eventually said, something said to me, you have to trust, because one of the things that I had to overcome was trusting people. I didn't trust anybody. So I had to open up, and that little bit of trust I gave him, and we end up in the car talking for hours. And I could not believe it. It felt like I knew him already. It felt weird. Like, how are you talking so comfortable with somebody that you've just met? And from that day, we've been talking. We've been
y'all
talking
talked a whole lot. Y'all done made some mini-me's in the process.
Yeah. We've been married for 28 years. From that day we met, and I think we got married the following year, 1996, May 1996, we got married. Because I said, I don't want to shackle with you, and then you decide that you don't want me anymore, then I'm out on the street. I figure when somebody marries me, that's going to be it. I'll either be single for life or married for life. I wasn't going to go through it again. I wasn't going to go through it again. So laid all the cards on the table. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. I wouldn't say it was a contract or agreement, but we had a discussion. These are the things that I need, and I want, I need this in order for things to work out. And he agreed. He agreed to it. He agreed. And not to say they weren't, well, I guess I could leave the other parts for the other section.
We're going to get into that a little bit later and ask the married woman, because y'all know I'm finna have a whole lot of fun with that, because y'all married and I'm out here in Dayton streets having a good time.
Exactly. But it's been interesting. It's been a lot of work, but 20 years we go like, wow, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Karen, do you have any questions for Rhonda?
Rhonda, I'm super excited to hear about your backstory and your testimony, because you survived, and so we are super excited that you got it together. Two things that you mentioned that I think are really important, definitely for our audience, is the history of ignoring mental issues in our communities, and what that means, when, like, how that affects us individually, how that affects our families, and the generational challenges that might bring. I wonder, with those thoughts, what are your thoughts on how we can sort of continue to build each other up and support folks through their mental health journeys, but really just like, how do you think we can continue to break down some of those barriers that, as you said, like your generations, your whole family was aware, knew it, and honestly, when you said it, it was like, we might be related, because many of our families are just like, nope, we don't talk about that. We know it's there. So I'd love for you, if you wouldn't mind, just elaborating on what things we can do right now that can help break down those barriers within our families.
Karen, thank you so much. But that is one of the things that made me look back and realize that it was generational, because my mother was a young mother and she didn't get to finish high school, and she left the country she knew, because originally my mom is from St. Lucia, Antigua, and she was raised in St. Lucia, another island. And she wasn't raised with her mother or father. She was raised by uncles. And she went through trauma, moving to a new island, didn't know anybody, living in the area. And her mental struggles started at a young age. And Not nobody talked about it. We didn't talk about stuff. Nobody talks about stuff. We don't talk about those things. And when I saw it happening to me, I didn't want that to happen because I'm like, I don't want to be like my mom. You know, I know some people say like, you know, you want to be like your mother or your father. I didn't want to be like my mom in that sense because she talked about suicide a lot because of the stuff that she was going through. And I was like, why would you want to like not live anymore? I didn't understand that until I started going through things and not talking. I didn't have anybody to talk to, or it's a taboo. Like you don't talk about things like that. So when my daughter approached me I was dressed to go out, and she said to me, we had a conversation, and she was like, well, I can't expect to be perfect all the time. And I feel like I have to live up to other people's expectations. And that's why sometimes I just want to kill myself. And I didn't hear the conversation. All I heard was kill myself. And that like started, like, I was like, no. I took my coat off, my shoes, jacket. I was like, no, let's talk. And I took her to a chair, and we spent about maybe 2 hours talking. And from that day, we were talking every day about how she was feeling, what was going on in her life. What can we do to cope with what is going on with you? And I eventually got her a therapist, and I didn't want to interfere with what was going on with the therapist because I knew what was going on with my daughter, but maybe there's certain things she didn't want to tell me because she thinks of me as being perfect. And I was like, no, sweetheart, I made mistakes, but you don't see them because they weren't for you to see. I have to learn from my mistakes and correct them. So now I got to teach you to learn from your mistakes and correct them. So we had to develop coping skills. And that's one of the things the new generation don't have is coping skills. We don't know how to cope with a situation. This is what I used to do with my kids. Oh, mommy, how do I do this? There's a hole in the bucket. There, Eliza. I start singing. And they look at me like I'm going nuts. I said, there's a hole in the bucket. There, Eliza. How should I fix it? There, Eliza. I would sing the song and they would walk away from me. They was like, oh my God, there she goes singing again. I said, yes, because you need critical thinking skills. If there's a tear in your pants, you don't throw the pants off. You get a needle and a thread and fix it. You don't know how to sew, pull up a YouTube video. I'm sure they'll show you. If you need help, I can even thread the needle for you and show you. So things like that, I learned to deal with my kids, and they're not perfect kids, but when they have problems, we need to sit down and talk. Don't text me, don't call me, talk. And I think that's one of the things when you talk, you release so much things that's inside you that it clears the mind because it's all in here. You need to get it out. And if it stays in here, that's all the talkings. There's a lot of noise in your head that you can't quiet. So with her, she was one of the reasons I went to study psychology because I wanted to know why people behave and act in certain ways while you look at other people and go like, why are they like that? And you're like that. We're all different, but still, why are you not, together? So it made me understand that, yes, there's chemical balances. They're like generational. Like I said, it's being passed down to behave and act a certain way. Some people are not angry, is that they can't express their anger. So they do it in their behaviors. Some people like that angry Black woman syndrome. I hated to hear that. You don't know how I do not like that at all. And anytime somebody starts and I look, I was like, no, I carry myself in a certain way. Your voice starts going above a certain way, I'll walk away because I'm not going to entertain it. I wouldn't entertain it. It's not who I am. So again, I think a lot has to do with talking to people. We don't talk anymore. We don't. And talking even in relationships, siblings, siblings used to go to each other and talk about situations like this boy met me and he said this. What do you think I should do? They don't do that anymore. They don't. They hold it on. They hold it all in, and then you have your daughter in the room crying, and you're going like, "Why are you crying?" And then we feel guilty because we didn't do what we should have done to help them. So my thing is always building coping skills. My mom, for the first time in her life, is going to see a therapist, and she's in her 70s. And she was like,
Beautiful.
why can't you help me? I said, because it's going to be bias, and there's certain things that maybe I am affecting you. So you can't talk to me about things that maybe I said, or I'm not giving you enough attention. You can't talk to me. I said, there's one of the rules of psychology and the study of psychology is that I can't treat my own family members. And I had to explain that to her. So I said, you have to find somebody to talk to. I wish I could, mommy, but I can't. I just can't. You need to go. So the first time in her life, she's seeing somebody.
And wait a minute, Rhonda, you said something that I really believe needs to be talked about. She's 70 years old, yet making a choice
77?
to go see a therapist for the first time in her life. I want to segue the conversation with that point right there, because we often share the conversation that you're never too old to start anything. And, you know, knowing what I know about you, knowing what I know about Karen, and again, reflecting on some of the conversations we've had over the years, we've all seemingly come to recognize that a lot of the traumas that we've carried in the past have had an impact on our mental health. But we've had access to different levels of education where our forefathers and foremothers did not necessarily have the access. Yes. We've come to learn that Jesus and therapy actually go perfectly together. Would anybody disagree with that statement?
No, I think it is.
I want to go ahead and address the people that are in the comments section. Y'all light it up, light it up. I want to talk to y'all. Answer my question, y'all. Do you think that Jesus and therapy go together? And why? Why do you think Jesus and therapy go together? Go ahead and post it in the comments. I want to see your thoughts. Because again, what you're thinking helps us build the show. I want to go ahead and acknowledge Marisol Martinez Colon, a new member of the tribe. Hey girl, we see you out there shining in the comment streets. We see our brethren from Mental Impact Radio in the house on tonight. We've also got a number of new followers. Adrian Chase is up in here. He actually followed us from one of our shorts that I posted in one of these random spots that I've been posting. I've been a posting machine lately. But
that's my best friend. One of my best friends from Barbados that has helped me along the way. That's my advisor, my guidance counselor. That's him.
Welcome to the ride.
That's my buddy there. Anytime I have an issue, call them up.
Welcome to the ride, Adrian, being such a powerful presence in Rhonda's life. And it's interesting that you're actually a mentor to her, because I want to ask you specifically, Rhonda, how important have the importance of your mentors? How important has that been to you throughout your educational journey?
I would say to everyone who actually is in college to have a mentor. One, it helps you with your confidence. It allows you to grow, because when you start school, especially at a certain age, you kind of feel like the first time I started school, I didn't want to go in the classroom because I was the oldest person in the classroom, surrounded by 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. And here I am, the oldest in the class. And I'm looking at everybody. I was like, oh my God. And the anxiety set in. And I was like, can I take this class remotely? And the English teacher was like, no, you have to be in class. And she decides to move me from the back of the class to the front of the class, which made it worse. So at that point, I got a mentor, and she was so helpful. I had to check in with her on mornings or when I was on campus. And she helped me to realize that you have a goal. and stop all the, what you're doing is presenting a lot of negative things in order for you not to reach that goal. So she kind of was my accountability partner. Whenever I felt like I couldn't do something, I call her up and I say, oh my God, I got a 20-page paper to write. I'm not in the mood. My body is like feeling a certain way. And she was like, you got this. What are you talking about? She always like, you have it, girl. And that's how she would end it. Girl, what are you talking about? And I was like, I can't do it. She was like, no, don't use that word. I just didn't hear that. You're going to go home and you're going to write that paper. So having those words in your head and having that person there to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do, it was so amazing in my journey, because I got my associates and I was like, oh, I got my college degree. I'm good. And she met me and she was like, you're going to go do your bachelor's. What are you talking about? And I said, no, I don't need that. I'm a college graduate. It's good. It's okay. She was like, nope, bachelor's. And it took me a while, and associate's graduation, next started a bachelor's. And coming down to my graduation for my bachelor's in 2020, during the time of the pandemic, I said to her, well, I'm done. It was great. I don't want to go back to school. I'm too old. And she was like, no, you're not done. There's still more. You're going to do your master's, right? And I was like, no, that costs too much money. Why am I going to do that? And again, she gave me all the reasons why I should continue. And it's like, you can't say no, because you know that they're right. And having her in my life, well, she's no longer with me because she passed away in September last year. And she was doing her doctorate while I was doing my master's. So we kind of like talk. We both were trying to keep, oh my gosh, I don't even want to.
Yeah.
It was tough losing her, because she was there for every moment, even being present in the county and being on these various boards. It was because of her. She was guiding me. She was showing me how to be a leader. She was developing my leadership skills, my communication skills. She was helping develop all that. And I saw the person I was becoming, and I was like, this is good. To have another Black woman lift me up next to her, Dr. Tiffany, she lifted me up for the last couple of years, and it was amazing. It was amazing knowing her, and the way that she helped me. I don't think another person would have stepped out of their role and what they were doing to stop and say, you do this, because this is what she would say. Okay, what are you doing? You're going to do this. The next, you're going to do this right now. Just right now. And that's how she was. I said, when I get home, I'll do that. No, she will bring the computer and I go on. And she was like, you're doing it. She told you and you had to do it. And having a mentor like that, it builds you up. And you feel that there's no stopping you because of a mentor like that. So I always say, if you're surrounded by a village, that village will be successful if each one of us come together and help each other out.
And you know, that's what we are all about here at Unhinged Live. I want to go ahead and acknowledge someone who answered the question that was posted. Do you think that Jesus and therapy go together? Now, unfortunately, I don't know your name. All right. All I see is Facebook user. And that's no shade. It is what it is. But I appreciate you taking the time to answer the question. Nope, not go together, but more like accentuate the positive. Type your name in the chat so I can acknowledge you, Facebook user. You know, that's so generic. And we try and make you feel like you're at home here at Unhinged Live. All right.
And so, a reminder.
Yeah,
you know, I gotta give the station reminder that if you are, because you're tuning in and we're using StreamYard, you do have to give permission before we get in your business. Hey, Adrian, we're glad that it's you.
Thank you for participating in tonight's conversation. But yes, I also agree with that. It does accentuate the positives because we often spend too much time focusing on the negative. And in the grand scheme of things, we really do not want to miss the forest for focusing on one singular tree. So listen, I'm watching the time and we got a whole lot to cover in 90 minutes and the time is swiftly fleeting. So before we go ahead and transition into the next segment, Rhonda, can you please tell our viewers and our listeners how they can connect with you and possibly schedule a session?
Well, I am in the process of a lot of information, like I had discussed with you, that setback that I have. But I am on BB Mind Over Matter. I don't have my email memorized, but I'll give it to you so you can put it in the chat. And by email right now, anybody who wants to connect with me by email, Instagram, I'm on Instagram, and just to talk. If you need anybody to talk to, I am here. I'm also a certified life coach. So if you, thank you, Nikita.
You're welcome, Boo. You know, I like putting people
Nikita,
on.
because she was like, "You're gonna do this too." And I'm so grateful. I am so grateful for it, because I see through all the trainings and having my own mentor as well, that you need that person. I mean, although I mentor young children, and that's just to keep them focused and not like every which way. As an adult, you do lose focus of your goals and where you want to go in life. And to have that person talking to you to find out what do you want to do? What are you doing? What are you doing about it to get where you need to be? And never too late. It's never too late. Seize the moment and do what you need to get done.
It is absolutely never too late. You all are tuned into Unhinged Live. I'm your host, Nikita Tilted Halo Hansford, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Coach Cash herself, Karen Sims-Harrell of Twisted Threads LLC. And whether y'all recognize it or not, this was our we are debuting one of the newest members of the tribe. If you were tuned in at the top of the show, Karen mentioned that we are growing. And in the past month, we've actually added 4 members of the tribe. Now, before we left y'all last season, y'all were introduced to Marisol Martinez Colon, who's in the chat room again with her lovely self. We're also bringing Bliv Mash into the tribe to add an additional male voice to the conversation. And last but certainly never least, I want to go ahead and celebrate the addition of Queen Yolanda Lucas to the tribe. She is our certified fitness coach. So listen, we are not only trying to get summertime fine, because we already know it's middle of the winter and summer bodies are made in the winter. We are trying to get lifetime fine. And here at Unhinged Live, we are trying to make sure that we got you covered in conversation on every single base. Before we get into the musical break, and Karen throws on her DJ hat, I want to go ahead and say, hey, beautiful, to my sister, Sister Kesha Smith. All right. She pulled up on me at church on Sunday. I was like, I follow your podcast, right? And I thanked her because she has been a huge encouragement from day one. So shout out to you, Kesha, and your beautiful family. I saw y'all getting your grub on at the Rainforest Cafe. So listen, we got to get into this music break. Karen, what we finna get into?
So I'm gonna get us set up for 2 things, because we're gonna have the music break, and then we're gonna come back from the music break, because we then got to give a little bit about a recap of some of the professional growth and how we were impacting folks in the streets. So we're gonna have the music break, and then we're gonna come back, welcome everybody, and then show a little video about how we were spending our off-season time. Okay, y'all might have seen a few reruns, but we was out in these streets doing some things. So just know that when you don't see us, we seeing other people. That's what it is. Okay, this is the only open relationship in our lives right now. Okay, we are seeing other people when we not seeing you. That's all we can say for that. But we setting this up, we're friends and fans. Bliv is one of those people who excited that he is officially a part of the tribe. But when we got the opportunity to say, hey, and Keita knows the conversation, Tilted, you know, you had the conversation. Can you add some bars? Only somebody who know us could have put those bars to this, to the musical selection of our opening. Might be our closing too, might be in the middle as well, but our did our Tilted Unhinged live music. Super excited about that because, you know, we got to keep going. We got to keep it moving. But we wanted to share a little bit more of the work that Bliv is out here doing. He's got albums out here. Do we still call them albums? You can call them whatever you want to call them. But we wanted to share with you all a selection. And this selection, it's got a title of everything in the selection name called Stepped In It by our friend, and we gotta say it, our Tilted family, Bliv Match with the Stepped In. So we get right in
it. DJ Karen.
They like, what? But I stepped in it. They want us to fail, so I stepped in it. Try to keep us in jail, so I stepped in it. Let's get back to the youth, so I stepped in it. We gon' show them the truth, so I stepped in it. Plus it's be kinda hard, you gon' step in it. I'm a rep for my squad, so I stepped in it. What we talking about right now here? Leadership on the strength of my guys, so I stepped in it. Why you rapping? You a old head. They wanna diss me, give me no cred. Like motorcycles to a moped. Don't want me to eat, give me no bread. But I'm gonna eat cause the Lord said that if I'm obedient to put my feet in it. So I'm gonna stop on the track. You can tell that I studied the scripture the way that I'm teaching it. Praising the Lord. First thing I do when I wake in the morning. And the way I perform, you can see the Holy Spirit is putting me on. Even if I'm a pawn, I'm a soldier for the culture. Keep the kids away from vultures. Education taking over instead of pulling from a holster. So I stepped in it, try to keep us in jail, so I stepped in it. Let's get back to the youth, so I stepped in it. We gon' show them the truth, so I stepped in it. Plus it's be kinda hard, you gon' step in it. I'm a rep for my squad, so I stepped in it. What we talking about right now here? Leadership on the strength of my God. So I stepped in it. You would think he in effect the way he stepped in it. That ice on my diamonds and neck is it. You have old or new, just take your pick. And yes, I'm talking about testament. You clutching a weapon with size, you repping it. If you a demon, props Lord is crushing it. Bible on my bed, heart he protected it. Told me my religion and they respected it. Want me angry, testing my temperament, can't let them get to me. I'm heaven sent, look to the sky. When I need the vent, got the Lord with me. I don't need a tent, yeah, you getting high. You hella been pockets on swole. They never did, now y'all broke. Y'all protect spit, y'all recover evil. I can smell the sin. They want us to fail, so I stepped in it. Try to keep us in jail, so I stepped in it. Let's get back to the youth, so I stepped in it. We gon' show them the truth, so I stepped in it. Plus it's be kinda hard, you gon' step in it. I'm a rep for my squad, so I stepped in it. What we talking about right now here? Leadership on the strength of my God, so I stepped in it.
Love that. Love that.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. Gotta celebrate. Gotta celebrate.
DJ Karen, love it. I love the intro music though.
Yeah, listen, you love the intro music? Yo, DJ, play that back.
I love the intro music. I'm sorry.
Play the intro.
I love the intro music. It does something to you.
Girl,
and you know, it's the whole song. Like we are sharing a snippet with you, but Val
really
came, put it down. She was like, because we would sing it all the time. Like literally, we would do our fake choir harmony. I'm gonna call it what it is. Listen, we keep it real over here. And Val caught it. She was like, listen, I've been hearing y'all. She came, put it down. Bliv said, I got something to add to that. And I promise you, this is what we want to see in all of your lives, that when these collabs come, we're here to get y'all right. We're here to make sure that everything is what it needs to be on all sides, because it is so super important. So we're excited on that one. I promise we gonna play it again, Keita. Maybe not right now.
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna make this whole album a week.
We just gonna have
but we gonna get back to it.
It is nice.
My bad. Coach Cash, do what you do. Do what you do.
It's it. So I just want to give us a little bit of the hiatus. We were in these streets, and so we had a little bit of time to be able to do something. So I just we had the opportunity, and we had to work for this one. I got to tell you, because there was a conference, a women's entrepreneur business conference in New York. Had to go up there in the cold. I can't stand. Lord help me. Okay, we're gonna be all right. But we came up there.
It was so
And they
traumatic,
almost
Karen.
weren't able to let us in because it was sold out. The conference was sold out. Sisters Inc., they came together with Black Enterprise Magazine, put on something. So I want to share just a little bit of highlights. And yes, we made all of the reels. We all over the internet. So you know we international when we go outside. Here we go.
Want a little bit of freedom. Everybody want freedom. They work hard for freedom. Grandma wanted freedom.
So listen, real quick, we can't get into that one because you know that's another one of our tribe family that will have us rocking and rolling all over the place. But we were able to join in for this Sisters Inc. It's Bliv. We're gonna play the music again. Your girl is over here wilding out on what you did. That's all I got to say on that. You know we're gonna see you real soon, but we're super excited about what you put together. You put that, and I said it too, you put that hot sauce all over that. So we appreciate it, because what the collard greens and the fried chicken ain't as good as it could be if you don't add the hot sauce on it. And that's exactly what you did there. That part there. But we were able to be in New York at this Sisters Inc. Women Entrepreneur Conference. And when I tell you, not only just the energy that was there, learning that was there, the healing conversations that we were able to be a part of, from traveling from New Jersey all the way up. Every crazy person in the world was just don't go to New York in December. That's all I got to say. I don't care what they told you. Nobody got that tree. Don't go. Yes.
Church finger. Church finger.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure it's not Santa Con when you trying to go to New York.
I forgot to tell you that. I'm sorry.
We didn't know, but you know, we just got with whatever we had to deal with, because we're tenacious like that, and we are definitely about our business. Okay. Shout out to the family that we sung Christmas carols with while smashed on the sardine like train. Go ahead, Karen.
I think, wait a minute, I'm trying to remember the conductor's name, the employee who got us right, because we didn't know where we was going. We just was gonna get on train, and you know, we live vicariously everywhere we go. So we was like, well, we gonna get on the train and see what this do. And the jet came through. We told him back then that we would give him a shout because he made sure that your sisters was right. And literally, when we go up to people out in the it's real as could be. You look like you got some sense. Can you help us? Okay. And he chuckled like, no, listen, we really don't know what we doing out here, because we used to a different time, used to a softer life. Somebody come pick me up and drop me off at the exact location that I need to be at. All of this, this train over here, don't talk to that person. Wait, are you, what? Okay, what you want? Okay. And then everybody in Santa suits, they got Grinch on. We didn't know what this is why I don't go outside. Anyway, that's another story. But when we got there, you know, it's not the traveling, it's the landing, okay? The landing, what we landed on, I promise. Amazing opportunities, amazing connections. Some of those folks, you're going to see those faces in some of those pictures because we got connections. It was like, no, we want you to come over here. Because one of the things that we find is, yes, the big names know how to connect with the big names. So if you on the TPS, you already know what that means. So y'all in that circle, you and Oppo and them, y'all know how y'all spending that money. But how do you build to get to that area? And that was one of the things that was super exciting Of course, I had an opportunity to, Tilted and I had an opportunity to cut up together, but it was really about the connections, the learnings. How do we build these brands? Like maybe many of y'all think we just on here to have some fun. We have fun while we're doing it, but this is the business that we are about. You know, a lot of people don't even think like, you think kingdom ministry is only happening at the church house. Well, if it is, y'all doing it wrong. Tell them Karen said it. I said you doing it wrong if that's the only place you doing it. You got to be out here. And so we connected with people from New York, from Connecticut, from Delaware, from Pennsylvania. I mean, it just, the places just kept on coming. Women in business trying to be out here, provide services, whether it's clothing, whether it's services. They had a holiday market and so many other good things that we had the opportunity to participate in. And this was all business. Like, yes, fun. You saw us laughing because we had women who understood community, fellowship, and togetherness. Tilted, I'm gonna toss the mic to you, see what you got to say about the Sisters Inc. Women Conference.
Wow, Sisters Inc. Talk about done with class. And I promise you, these ladies that gave us all of this information for free 99. Yeah, I said it, for free 99. We were able to go out and glean so much information from some of our sisters who've gone before us and have made major moves in the various areas of entrepreneurship. We got to sit at the feet of one of the main speakers, the creator of the Michi bag, you know, that universal bag that you could carry so many things in, your lunch, your shoes, and nothing is touching. It's all compartmentalized. It was just so much information. We received information on how to properly get certifications lined up so that we could engage in e-commerce situations, because so many of us want to go ahead and launch our own individual merch stores as a form of residual income, because the goal is 6 streams for me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but right now I got 5 knocking on 6's door. We want 6 active streams of income, and we got to get insight from stylists. We got insights from beauty curators. We got insights from production. We've got insights from just about every corner we can come across as we are building our respective brands. And notice, we are building. They let us know that it's okay to start small. They let us know that it is okay to start with just what you had. And they let us know to do it afraid. We've heard that a lot. But some of these women, I mean, not for nothing, in the swag bag you saw us carrying, I got a nice full-size bottle of a magnificent hair oil that smells like apples. And I promise you, when I went to Sally the other week to pick up some additional beauty care products, I saw that same bottle right there on the shelf in Sally Beauty Supply. So it's a reminder, and it's giving every last one of us hope. And I believe one of the speakers shared with us that it took 10 years, 10 years before she saw a profit from her dream, from what her vision was able to manifest, because she never gave up. So if I gleaned anything from this summit, I'm never going to give up. Those of y'all who know me out here in these regular streets, you know, I am quite tenacious and audacious as well. But we'll get into that a little bit later. We have been doing a lot. And if you're following along with me on my personal page, you've seen little things, little clues I've been dropping about certain things that have been going on in my world. Happy to share with you all tonight. Can I get a drum roll?
All right, let me, you be
to share something tonight.
And then I got some questions for you. So, what you got going on?
I done had to hold some secrets, y'all. And shout out to Sue Stussy. Y'all heard me shout her out. One thing, anybody who knows, I am like Fort Knox. If you tell me anything, I promise you, I am taking it to the grave. I'm praying for my pallbearers. I promise you, because the scale in the bathroom might say one thing, but when y'all carry me to my final resting place, I promise you that casket is going to be about 600 pounds heavier than it needs to be from all of the confidence I'm carrying and keeping right now. It's to the grave. So what had happened was in mid-December, I got this in a text message, right? I got this. And I was like, I know that pretty brown skinned girl. I know her. This is my former foster mother. And I see this little woman in the little red drapery. This is my former foster sister. Her name back then was Marie. She's since changed her name, and she is now Hannah. So I get this text message. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. I was just bragging about Mama Essie to somebody because y'all, if you've been keeping up, I'll often brag about her and attribute everything that I am to this woman right here. So then all of a sudden, bloop, 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 I get a text message from Hannah. Come to find out, Mama Essie had given my telephone number to my sister Hannah. That's right. I said my sister Hannah. And then we connected. We scheduled a conversation. And while we were waiting to have our first video chat, I had sent her my picture to let her know what I look like now. And this happened. Oops. Yeah, yo, listen. I was tripping, okay, because I had sent her my picture, and then I had to be me and say, here, take my YouTube link too, because I'm out here trying to grow this thing here. All right. So look, overnight, that joker right there got just under 20,000 views over on X, formerly known as Twitter. All right. So I don't be over there because it was the Wild Wild West during the last election season, and I protect my peace at all costs. So listen, what had happened was, listen, y'all.
Yeah, she outside. She outside, y'all.
Listen, y'all. Listen. I was sitting at my desk, and I hear bloop, bloop, bloop on my phone, and y'all know I'll be like, listen. Who is this on my phone now? Because someone's always trying to talk to me at the wrong time. I have these cases to process, y'all. I got a job to do. But it said from the Tamron Hall show, are you able to take a phone call in the next 15 minutes? And then check it out. We had to keep it secret. That's my sister Hannah, y'all. That's my sister Hannah, y'all. Yeah, girl. Look, we had to keep it secret, y'all. Listen, y'all wonder why I was out there posting all these cute selfies when my curls was popping like Jesus had curled them himself that morning. And then you saw me in this beautiful blue dress with these wonderful white boots and earrings. Shout out to my stylist, Tracy. Stylist. Woo, woo, woo. Shout out to my stylist who made sure your girl was right. Listen, y'all. I went on a journey of a lifetime and actually taped an episode of the Tamron Hall show last week in the bitter cold of those New York City streets. I promise you, it was a magical moment because Tamron Hall had caught hold of the story, her production team, and they decided to fly Mama Essie and Hannah out to the east side because they both still reside on the West Coast. So they brought them over here to reunite them live on the Tamron Hall show. But the deal was they brought me in as Mama Essie's surprise. She didn't know I was going to be there. So this show is going to be airing on Friday. I can finally tell y'all to go ahead and set your DVRs. Tell your mamas, tell your aunties and cousins and them. Keita finna be on the Tamron Hall show, reuniting with my foster mother and my foster sister. Many of people don't know my story. Many people don't know my story. And many of you truly haven't grasped and understood why I keep Karen Sims Harrell so close to me. She has been my walking scribe for years, a constant and consistent reminder of how the words I speak and the plans I share with her often come to pass. And when I first got into this whole deal, I said to her, Karen, this is going to go viral. But I had no idea that heaven was going to open up in such a way to bring me face to face with another Virgo. First of all, y'all know Tamara Hall is a Virgo. Birthday September 16th. Mine is September 20th. I got to stand and sit in the place of my goal is to get back on TV. I've hosted television before as a teen, but as an adult, we have all kind of purpose.
Yeah.
We have all kind of purpose, and I want to bring my purpose to the small screen and be able to be a blessing to folks worldwide. Cameron reminded me of the words that I have written in the anthology project, right? And I actually took the time to look at this book today, and I looked at when this was actually published, this date. This is the second edition. It says November 27, 2021. All right. I need y'all to understand exactly who we are here at Unhinged Live. Yeah, we laugh and we we kiki, but one thing we want to do first and foremost is make the name of God famous. Y'all know it ain't never been about me. And the people I keep sewn close around me that I keep exposing y'all to, this is my form of a digital tithe back to God for giving me the ability to just put things together and allow other people to shine in the areas of their strength. So I'm grateful that I was able to reunite with my godmother because she didn't call us fosters. She called us her godchildren. And I promise you, it's predestined to be her first goddaughter. So I want to go ahead and read y'all. Yeah, I'm going to read y'all. Phonics work for me. I'm going to read to you all.
I got to grab the book.
An excerpt of the chapter I submitted in this anthology project. And I've read it a number of times. So y'all not going to get that ugly cry that happened the first time I reread it after not reading it for 3 years. Essie. The name Essie is a French baby name. In French, the meaning of the name Essie is star. Essie was savvy, educated, and single. She was petite and had the most beautiful brown skin I'd ever seen. Essie held a well-paid position with the U.S. Army and owned a beautiful 3-bedroom home with an in-ground pool in the backyard. Essie was a proud member of the AKA sorority and was very active with her local chapter. In Essie's home, I was exposed to culture and debutante balls. Essie was a Baptist woman from the South. We attended church often, and she made sure we always looked good. That's why I can't half go nowhere without a heel on, y'all. Pray for me. Anyway, I wasn't permitted to do anything on Sundays with my friends if I did not attend church. I was okay with that because there was usually a road trip to San Francisco or someplace fun after service was over. In Essie's home, I was sent to therapy and given a safe space to discuss so many of the things I had experienced before going to live with her. Essie was always supportive of me expressing myself through creative arts. I had tennis and piano lessons and was introduced to a vocal instructor who became my vocal coach until I graduated high school. Essie was always there encouraging me to be the best at whatever I took interest in. Essie reached a point where she wanted to get married and start a family of her own. After doing her diligence, She found a home for me that would allow us to stay in touch and continue the work she had begun with me. Essie taught me my skin was not ugly and that it was okay for little Black girls to be smart. She reinforced that God needed to be at the center of everything I did. She also taught me that seasons change. And that's just an excerpt of the chapter that was submitted in the book project Empowered by Dr. Lamar Spencer. The depths and diversity within relationships. And I promise you, God answered my prayer while I was on hiatus by allowing all of this to happen. What I didn't necessarily say to you, Karen, was I was praying for a justice cause for this platform. I really was, because I kind of felt like we do everything and we could, yeah. But I would like to go ahead and centralize our focus on some things.
Yeah.
As I sat with this and had to deal with my emotional breakdown for a moment, it came. So your girl is now a foster care advocate. So in my advocacy, pay attention, y'all. Pay attention, y'all. Because why not me? Listen, if y'all heard Rhonda, why not Rhonda? Because her stories in that way are a bit similar.
Yeah.
There's a world of children out there that need a level of love that some don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked a whole lot about trauma on the show tonight and how a lot of it has gone unhealed and unresolved because, again, we as an African American or the melanated community in general, we are taught that we should not talk about the things that hurt us the most. And what ends up happening is it comes out and is expressed in our behaviors, how we treat one another. I've shed many a tear over the years, and my heart always hurts when I pick up and see another headline where a brother done shot another brother, a sister done shot another sister. This is the reason why I don't really partake in the reality television, because I don't want to participate in tearing another brother or sister down or perpetuating madness.
Yes.
That we were encapsulated in for so many years, because we believed all we needed was to get to the cross. I'm trying to tell you, some of us, if you haven't already done so, you really need to get a therapist.
Yep.
You really need to get a therapist. Your best friend is
cool.
Huh? What you say?
No more fighting that. Like it is an absolute. It's an absolute. And we're going to be talking more about why it's important, because I know we've been taught that it was a bad word. We've been taught that it was a bad word, but a therapist, they're not going to solve no, they're not there to solve your problems.
No.
But just like you go to the library, when I go to Home Depot, I find the people in the orange jackets. Why? Because they got resources. Listen, I don't want to walk this whole store. I done did my 10,000 steps already. Tell me where I'm going to find the ceiling fan. Where's the plunger? Where's the garbage bags that I'm looking for? That therapist comes alongside you. And while you share your life experience, they help you be equipped with the tools. And something very important, Tilted, that I heard when you were speaking about your mom, it's that your journey has given her permission in a way that she may not have had the understanding before. So if you didn't have the questions that you had about why are these people acting like this, how come, she may have never gotten to this point to be able to say, hey, I'm going to give this a try. Of course, we want to go at the people. I'm just going to talk to you. I talk to you anyway. So what difference does it make? It makes a world of difference when we understand that our journey, our testimony is helping somebody do life in a better way, just for us telling what our everyday story is. So Tilted, I got to remind you of one thing. We'll hear a little bit more about this during the Breakfast of Purpose. But when we were there, you remember when we got back to Newark, New Jersey, okay, and we was waiting for the ride and we was going to go back. One of the things that we had said, we ain't doing this public transportation no more. And we said, we had said in that moment, next time we go over there, somebody gonna be driving us. And I just want to remind you that you said
Yes,
the next time I go to now this was before any of this other stuff happened. We ain't had no conversations. You wasn't nowhere. Wasn't on no TV. Wasn't on no talk show. I'm just gonna leave that
So
right
that's
there.
the trauma.
We're gonna get into the reflections of purpose. But we said that then. We said next time
Yeah,
we go to New York.
well, next thing you know, shout out to Omar.
No trauma for Karen. No trauma because we got a doctor, we got eye specialist, we got everybody. We need the therapist right there. So no trauma for Karen.
Yes.
Listen, Omar came and got me. Hear what I'm saying to you. Shout out to Tamron and their team there at the Tamron Hall Show. Shout out to Christian Rodriguez, the producer extraordinaire, who got to meet Miss Fabulosity before I hit the stage. I let him know I was going to be ready, okay? And I showed up ready. Again, they sent a car to pick me up from my front door. I'm grateful. I am grateful that I didn't have to drive in and I was treated like a VIP. So much so that that's what the license plate on the Cadillac SUV that pulled up, that's what it said, VIP 718. So that day I got to sit back and observe everything that I couldn't see while we were smashed in that train, because we basically traveled into the city the same route. And I wasn't in that SUV alone. I was in that SUV with Sue, and I was in that SUV with my youngest daughter, Linnea. And I was great. And I am grateful that Linnea got to hug the woman that I told her so much about. And what Essie doesn't know is, because I've talked about my foster care experience, in particular, my experience with Essie, Linnea now wants to foster children. And that has done my heart full well, as I encourage her to make sure that she makes space for an older child, because they're the ones who need the love the most.
Yes.
So yeah, this ripple gonna keep on going. She's not fostering children right now, but Linnea, if you happen to hear your mama right now, you've been fostering cats and animals. I remember that ball python you fostered that got out the aquarium and could have choked me out while I was sleeping. It was loose in the house for 3 days, but we're not gonna talk about that. I'm grateful.
No.
You've been fostering for years, and you have loved me in a way that is indescribable. I'm proud of you, baby girl. I'm proud of us because somehow or another, I did something right while raising children and working through my own trauma. I hope I didn't damage them too much, and I've already extended my apologies for some of the foolery they may have experienced at my, I didn't know, but I owned it, and we're better today. So thank you all for tuning in. We are Unhinged Live. I'm your host, Tilted Halo, Nikita Hansford, sitting alongside my beautiful girlfriends on tonight, Coach Cash herself, Karen Ann Sims of Twisted Threads, LLC, and the wonderful Royal Rhonda Thomas-Boothe. Can I say that again? Because we don't never just
you can. Yes, you can.
Karen. We can't just say Rhonda. We say Rhonda Thomas-Boothe because her name has so much power. Rhonda Thomas-Boothe of Mind Over Matter. Listen, we got to wrap it up, y'all.
We don't have any more time?
Yeah, man, I done told you. Look at that little red box.
There was so much to talk about.
Right?
You coming back. You coming back. So it's
of course I will be back.
Yeah,
of course I will be back. We got wellness. We got all the stuff that we women go through as we're aging. That mental health kicks in, and we can't do what we want to do on mornings. We got to tell ourselves to move. You got to move.
Yes.
That's
so,
right.
Yes.
So listen, without further delay, I want to go ahead and give my girl all the space she needs, because you know we're going to play that intro as an outro after some other
I
stuff.
already know.
So here we go with my good girlfriend, Karen Sims Harrell, Coach Cash herself of Twisted Threads LLC, with a wonderful girl. I've been waiting for this. I didn't realize how much I missed this segment. Here's Coach Cash with another reflection of purpose. Go ahead, sis. Take it away.
Listen, sometimes we wait to the last minute because I'm like, what you want me to give to the people? Understand that this is a business, but this is ministry. Y'all know I always come with a title. Today's title is Say It. Say it. Say it. Say it. Many of us have dreams that have never left our mouth because some of us are scared it's going to actually happen. We're going to have another segment for you. Then there are those of us who don't believe that we are worthy. Nobody in our family has ever done it before. We don't know what it looks like. So we don't want to say the thing because then the thing might try to manifest, and then where would we be? I specifically shared the story of two worn out sisters sitting on a bench at the train station saying, "We not doing this no more," as an actual real life example of we never know how the words that we speak turn into something else. And I'm mentioning to you to say it because heaven is listening. Everything that we do here is centered around our faith and our belief. We laugh, we are joyous, we make sure that you all have an opportunity to sometimes take a break from the heaviness of life. But here's the thing that we got to remember. Some of us have only been taught to dream when we are laying down. We get the opportunity to say the things that are mind-blowing. Many of you have heard me say a couple of things. I'm buying the block. Why? Because that's what I know that God is going to do for me. My one house is about to get a sibling in 2024. Why? Because God is doing that for me. The language that I teach my children, they're like, "Mom, we about to add another car to our fleet. They won't let me drive." Okay, well, a couple of them will let me drive. Josh won't let me drive though. But we adding another house to the properties. The conversations that you say out loud is not only how you direct your own life and the journey that you're having, but you also get to infect. I'm going to say infect, not influence, because influences is over here in social media. I'm talking about infecting a thing to change the direction of where you want your life to be. In 2024, like never before, we want to be intentional about everything we think, about everything we speak, about where our mind goes and the places that we allow our thoughts to grasp. And understand this. I want to give you permission because some of us never got it. We never got permission to say, "I want more than what I have today. I'm doing good right now. Life is not bad. But you know what, God? I'd like to see the other side. Me, I'm here for the soft life." So when you talk about struggle, don't come over here because I can't help you with the struggle. Well, I could help you. I don't want to. I want to help you be on the softer side of life. And so that starts with what you say, because when you say it, you actually, Evangelist India Ari used to, and I love this song. The verse in the song said, "Because the words that come out your mouth, you're the first to hear." So infect yourself with the dis-ease of staying regular. We get the opportunity to live an extraordinary life if we take the moment. So I want to remind you, say it because heaven is listening. Say you want the house. Say you want the car. Say you want the man. I know. That's all. I'm just going to leave it right there. Say you want the spouse. Say you want I know. I'm going to leave it right there. It's going to cost you something probably. But say it and watch God do the thing that you've spoken out of your mouth, because your words activate your entire lifestyle. That's your reflections of purpose. Say it. Heaven is tilted.
Huh?
You got to just be before we play this intro again.
Yeah, you know I gotta just be. You know I gotta just be. And before we just be out, I want to go ahead again and say thank you to every last one of you for hanging on in here with us tonight. Oh my goodness, my heart is so full. And listen, we done left a whole lot of this conversation on the floor, but of course, you know we're gonna be back next week. And we're going to work it all in there because I really, really want to get into asking a married woman. Again, I got 2 experienced married ladies here. And you know what? No, I'm not even going to risk it because I got to do this Just Be outro. Shout out to Minister Bridget James in the chat. This woman spoken up impartation into me years ago. And all I can say is, look at me now. I praise the Savior. So listen, every week, y'all know I like to encourage you to just be. But this week, you know, I got to share with you all a little sweet nothing that heaven whispered in my ear one morning. And all I heard was, girl, you was just straight audacious. I was, what? I'm audacious. So y'all know I keep a dictionary on my cellular phone because these conversations with God sometimes require interpretation. So I want to go ahead and encourage you all tonight to, yes, straight up, be audacious, boo, because that's what heaven was instructing me to do. So let me give you the definition. It's an adjective, y'all. It's an adjective. And it simply means to be extremely bold or daring, recklessly brave, fearless, extremely original, without restriction to prior ideas, highly inventive, recklessly bold in defiance of convention, propriety, law, or the like, insolent or brazen. I don't necessarily care for that part of the definition, so we gonna move on. Lively, unrestrained, uninhibited. So yeah, we likes being audacious, and I encourage you all to be audacious as well. As my brother Roy Schuler in one of his mentoring check-in calls with me, he always encourages me to be bold. So just gonna give y'all a different way to say it. Just be audacious. And remember to take some time to simply be still and know that I am. This is Unhinged Live. And ladies, it looks like it's a wrap. Rhonda.
Yes.
You know we got good home training. Anybody else want to give a shout out to before I get the shoulder shaking to this outro music?
Yes, I have a couple of friends on Facebook that are listening, and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, listening to me. There's a lot more of me, and it might be in a book. You never know, but you never know.
It will be in a book.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being here with us and listening. Thank you. Can't wait to be on again. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Karen, thank you.
You are definitely coming back. So yeah, we're gonna shoulder shake on out of here. All right. To that new hit out here in these streets, because Bliv Nash is out here dropping hot fire like Dylon. Once again, for your listening pleasure, we got the show theme music because every super shero needs her own theme music.
Ow!
Conversations with halos is kind of tilted. The foundation is strong because Jehovah built it. You can feel the spirit and positive energy. Questions asked comfortably like you're talking with family. Get ready to settle in. Wait for the show to begin. Invite a couple of friends. It's time for Unhinged.
Watch me.
Love it.
Girl, that's fine. That's FYE.
What's really going on?
Right.
That's gonna be in my head now.
Go on, yeah. You going? It's okay. Keep hitting replay on that reel. All right.
Yes.
I love that song. That's nice. And that's not even the whole song.
That's not even the whole song. And guess what? We just getting started with it. Don't get me. Y'all know I'm a whole choir director. That will never leave me.
That's amazing. I love it. I love that.
All right, y'all. Listen, it's time for us to go. It's a wrap. So we'll see y'all next week with some more live new content.
So much.
Love you.
Have
Rhonda.
a nice day, guys. The rest of the night until I start.
Well,
I got a friend, Karen. I don't see her on Instagram.
Oh, I will send it to you.
Okay.
We got you. Don't even worry about it.
All of the requests is coming.
We got y'all. Thank you for tuning in. And we are out. God bless.